attention for just a moment, please. We'd like to go ahead and get things officially underway and call this 101st annual meeting and awards banquet to order. And with that being said, we'd like to ask everyone, if you don't mind kind of interrupting your salad right now, if we could get everybody to rise for our Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic which stands one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. And at this time, we'd like to ask Reverend Bobby Smith from Holly Springs Baptist Church to lead us in our invocation this evening.
Will you bow your head and pray with me, please? Heavenly Father, we come to you today with grateful hearts that you placed us in the heart of the Piney Woods in East Texas, and that you allow us to call Nacogdoches our home. And as this is our home, we ask that you would help us to be good stewards of all the things that you have given us here. May we be mindful of those who have gone before us and wise with the legacy that they have left us. May we be thankful for the present and those who help us to enjoy what we experience each and every day that we work, live, and play here. And may we be open to the future and what you want us to become. May our future as a community always revolve around the things that we believe make us unique, which is our kindness, our compassion, and service to our neighbor. We ask that you would continue to make us a gracious people, a loving community. We ask that you would help us to be a friend to the traveler, a haven of rest to the weary, and a welcoming people to those who choose to make our community their own. May we be a light to those around us who need to experience the hope and the joy that our lovely city provides. Father, may the beautiful pine trees that reach high in the sky remind us always that every good and perfect gift comes from you. And may we be reminded often that the greatest commandment is to love our neighbors as ourselves. And now, Father, we pray your blessings on the food that you have so graciously blessed us with. Thank you always for being such a good, good Father to us. And it's in Jesus' name that we pray these things. Amen.
Thank you very much. All right, please continue eating. The main course should be out shortly. In the meantime, we can't necessarily buy you a ticket to the Caribbean or to Cancun, but by gosh, we can get you the sounds of that. So once again, thank you to the Jackson Steel as they continue to play.
Ladies
and gentlemen, it's my pleasure now to introduce the master of ceremonies for this evening. He's probably familiar with about every woman and man in this room here tonight. He is the voice of the Lumberjacks. He's with Telesquare Media. Would you please welcome Danny Merrill?
Well, thank you very much. It's going to be my pleasure to be your master of ceremonies this evening. And yeah, absolutely. Axum Jacks, we'll be talking some more about SFA a little later on as the evening progresses. But as Wayne had mentioned, basically right now we're just trying to get everybody situated and getting ready for our dinner. So we do welcome you to the 101st annual meeting and awards banquet of the Nacogdoches County Chamber of Commerce. As he mentioned, I am Danny Merrill. I've been, in East Texas for some 43 years now. And it was funny, when I first came to East Texas, I went by way of Austin to College Station, went to school at UT Austin and A&M, so I'm a little bit confused at times. But my heart now is with Stephen F. Austin State University and always will be, so. Just kind of a quick little interesting note here. My youngest daughter, she runs track and field at Rice University. But when they had the big 100-year celebration, I think it was this past Tuesday or the week before last, she made it a point when she went out to the track and field team to wear her SFA shirt, which kind of threw the folks from Rice a little bit of a loop there. So if you would please just kindly be seated at your table. We're going to begin the food service, and once we kind of get that underway, we will get things underway with a call to order and begin with our program as well. Thank you very much. Before we get to the recognition of some of our sponsors, you got to say it's such a beautiful time to be in the community of Nacogdoches. Beautiful time to be within Nacogdoches County. You know, thankfully we've had some rain. God, thank you. We've got the burn ban off the records now. Also, some other things happening. Obviously, the SFA Centennial. We've also got. Now you'll know exactly when to knock on your tables. I think the tables are made out of wood, but you'll know when to do this. By the time we hold the 102nd banquet for the Nacogdoches Chamber of Commerce, the Highway 59 flyover on the south side of town should be done. They first said spring 2024. Now they're saying summer 2024, so weather permitting and, you know, God willing, let's hope so. And, you know, other great things happening. Thank you so much. We got the news earlier this year about the expansion, the broad expansion with jobs from Heaton Cooper Power Systems, one of our sponsors. Grayson Rodriguez, anybody keeping up with this young man from Central Heights? That good man. I think he pitches tomorrow. Baltimore trying to close out the season as the American League East champions. So beautiful time to be a part of this community. And we would like to thank all the sponsors. Now, I do ask that you hold your applause until we mention all of them. First of all, our presenting sponsor, the wonderful Fredonia Hotel and Convention Center. Thank you so much several years ago for making the decision to come back and open your doors again. Our silver sponsors include Harry's Building Materials Incorporated, Pilgrim's Nacogdoches, UBank. Our bronze sponsors include Axley Rode LLP, Batters Law Firm, Cadence Bank, Cadence Insurance, Heaton Cooper Power Systems Incorporated, Etech, Laird Funeral Home, Nacogdoches Economic Development Corporation, NIBCO, also one of our bronze sponsors, NMC Health Network, Oncor Electric Delivery, Southside Bank as well, also a bronze sponsor. And a special thanks as well to all the businesses that are sponsoring tonight's awards. Our Small Business of the Year sponsor is Commercial Bank of Texas. Medium Business of the Year sponsor is Regions Bank. Our Large Business of the Year sponsor, R&K Distributors Incorporated. Citizens of the Year sponsor, Tipton Ford Lincoln. Our Nonprofit of the Year award sponsor is Charles Poole Real Estate. And our Lifetime Achievement Award sponsor is Service Master Piney Woods. Let's give all of these sponsors a warm round of applause. When you hear the words Chamber of Commerce, a couple of words that commonly come to mind are networking and business. Another word that's very, very important is community. Being there for each other, whether it be on the personal level, whether it be on the business level. Whether it be folks right here in our community that lobby for us or get the work done, or on the state level that take our concerns to the state legislature. With that being said, I would like to ask our elected officials, which there are many, our elected officials, whether on the local level, the county level, the state level, or beyond, to please rise and be recognized. Elected officials. Thank you for what you do, like I said, locally, in the school, state level as well. We are also pleased to have our special guest from Luck and Angelina County Chamber of Commerce. We'd like to recognize the president and CEO there, Tara Watson Watkins. If you don't mind, stand up with your group as well. There you go. Already busy planning the 40th annual Texas State Forest Festival next year, right? Never a dull moment. We would also like to recognize our past presidents and chairmen of the Nacogdoches County Chamber of Commerce. So if you are one of our past presidents and chairmen at this time, please rise. And a wonderful program, one of our premier programs here at the Chamber is Leadership Nacogdoches. If you are a past graduate, but how long ago, of Leadership Nacogdoches, please stand and be recognized at this time. There should be a good group of you. If you have not been a part of this wonderful program, you can talk to the representatives here from the Nacogdoches County Chamber of Commerce or talk to any of the graduates. and they'll tell you about what a wonderful, informative, and educational program that is. Also, we'd like to recognize all of our Nacogdoches Chamber Citizens of the Year to please stand at this time. If you've been a past Citizen of the Year, Robin, that means you. I got to say a little side note here for Robin. He's been there. I was introduced as being the voice of SFA just on public address on the basketball and football games. And for the past umpteen years, Robin has been my spotter. And all through these years, even as we've gotten older, his eyesight is still keenly sharp at seeing the numbers on the field. He just can't see the numbers on the roster, which is a bit of an issue. Is that man, Lonnie? Is that what it is? All right, so I'd like to go ahead and recognize several members of the Chamber Board of Directors that have completed their term of service. With the retiring board members, join me now on stage. We're going to have Chamber Chairman Dustin Beavers will present you with a token of our appreciation for your service.
Wow.
Our retiring directors include Dr. Todd A. Brown, Ken Devish, Trace Colt, and Melissa Tack.
Thank you for your taste.
Once again, it goes back to the part of the program that we talked about, the community being there, because this is something that it takes a lot of hours throughout the day, throughout the week, throughout the month, and throughout the year. Many extra hours are put in to make sure that this is a well-oiled machine, and we do appreciate all the hours that they have put in and all the sacrifices that they have made. All right, we get it? All right, give a round of applause. Let's get it. By the way, Justin, you show up very, very well on the video board, by the way. And now, please welcome past Chamber Chair Donna Finley, who will lead the installation of directors and officers for the 2023-24 year.
Will the 2023-24 Board of Directors please stand in place as I call your name? Tara Harrigan, Pilgrims of Nacogdoches. Heath Batters, Batters Law Firm. Dustin Beavers, Boston Bank. Katie Blevins, SFA Campus Recreation. Leanne Carver, Nacogdoches Medical Center Health Network. Rick Craig, Daily Sentinel. Amelia Commander, Nacogdoches Memorial Hospital. Shannon Conklin, HCH Aviation. Tyrone Quirrell, DMC Marketing Group. Pam Fitch, Spirit Outfitters. Caroline Garner, President and CEO, Nacogdoches Area United Way. Dr. Ryan Head, Head Pediatrics. Emily Hobson, Eaton Cooper Power Systems. Olivia Kirsty, La Valley Properties LLC. Ray Mitchell, Tipton Ford Lincoln. Dorla O'Neill, Executive Director, Nacogdoches Salvation Army. Case Opperman, City of Nacogdoches. Jason Reeves, Stephen F. Austin State University. Terrence Reeves, Concerned Black Man of Nacogdoches. Nolan Smith, Oncor. Dr. Gabriel Trujillo, Nacogdoches ISD. Directors, you have been elected to represent the membership of the Nacogdoches County Chamber of Commerce and to become a part of the governing body to help your officers plan for the future. The membership has shown faith and trust in you as a leader. If you accept your responsibility, please raise your right hand and answer "I do" to this question. Do you promise to faithfully perform the duties as a board member to the best of your ability? Congratulations and best wishes as you serve. Please remain standing. Will the 2023-24 Executive Committee please join me on stage? Chair, Dr. Ryan Head. Past Chair, Dustin Beavers. Treasurer, Caroline Gorner. Vice Chair, Public Policy, Tyrone Curry. Vice Chair, Community Development, Rick Craig. Vice Chair, Membership Services, Ray Mitchum. Vice Chair, Resource Development, Dorla O'Neill.
That. Put. Out. It's not good for this.
Executive Committee, you have been duly elected as officers for the incoming year for the Nacogdoches County Chamber of Commerce. You have been chosen to represent the membership and to lead them. They have faith in you. That faith goes deeper than standing here before us and taking the oath. It represents faith in the future. I hope you realize the seriousness of the obligation you are now assuming. Officers, if you accept the office to which you have been elected, will you please raise your right hand and keep it raised until you've answered these questions? Officers, do you also accept the responsibilities and duties you now assume? Do you further promise that you will faithfully discharge the duties of your office to the best of your ability and understanding? Congratulations and best wishes as you lead this chamber.
Look at me. Hector. And was shaking. We can hear it. To see me. Heads up. We had a cut. You might have to. It is you.
One more round of applause for our officers and advance the job and sacrifices that they are going to be doing and making. I know we introduced Shannon Jacobs here earlier doing our signing, and it brought me around to a story of that involves SFA. If you ever get the opportunity, go to the SFA Athletics Twitter page, Facebook site. They just recently did a video on a player that plays for the football team named Jarvis Anderson, who came from us by way of Taylor High School. Born completely deaf. He has to have a sighter with him at all times. And this is such a wonderful young man, so humble, so talented. Hope to see him someday competing on a national and world level as far as his track and field abilities are concerned. But this is something that's going to give you a lot of pride in not only SFA, but just Nacogdoches and the people in this community in general. So when you get the chance to do that, just check that out on the SFA pages. They'll have that there for you. Well, it is my pleasure to introduce our outgoing chair with some final remarks of the evening. Our chairman of the board, please welcome Dustin Beavers.
Wow. I feel if those of you that were here last year, it was the same day as my little girl's 6th birthday. And she's going to be turning 7 tomorrow. And I feel in certain ways that we were just here a few short weeks ago. So this year has flown by more ways than one. But it has been a great honor to lead the Nacogdoches County Chamber of Commerce. As we started our journey, we focused on the future, all while honoring the past, and I feel like we accomplished that goal. Over the past year, we focused on the internal and external items that enhance the Chamber's ability to provide support in the areas of networking, advocacy, and collaboration. We had a record turnout for the Texas Blueberry Festival. We took over 100 representatives to the state capitol for Chamber Days in Austin. Leadership Nacogdoches had a record graduation class with over 30 members. Our educational committees continued programs that will prepare our county students for the future. The Chamber also awarded 17 scholarships to county students to attend SFA. We went through an accreditation process with the goal of becoming a 5-star chamber, and we continued to work with our memberships to provide our very popular ribbon cuttings and Alive After Fives. Internally, we continued to invest in our staff as they attended professional development programs. The Chamber got a new look with new flooring in the boardroom. Facility updates that included a new HVAC system along with an updated security system. I would like to extend my sincere appreciation to my board of director colleagues for the support of this past year. I am proud of what we accomplished, and I look forward to my role this next year as the immediate past chair. I would like to end tonight by thanking a few people, and I'm going to try my best to get through this. First of all, the Chamber staff. I've always been close with the Chamber staff. I've always told them it feels like home when I walk in, but our relationship has really grown over the past few months. There things like tonight, the Blueberry Festival, down to ribbon cuttings and Alive After Fives. Before I was a board member, I thought those things just kind of came together. And those staff members don't ever stop. When we get done with tonight, there's going to be something else tomorrow that we got to get going. I really enjoyed as our relationship has grown, and I cannot tell you to the staff how much I appreciate all that you have done for me. To one of my favorite people, Ms. Betty Shin and the Banquet Committee, thank you so much for making last year and tonight as easy as possible for us and the staff. Thank you for all that you do, Betty. I also want to thank Austin Bank and some of my coworkers that are here with me. And before I say coworkers, they're more like family as well. I know Erica and Donna is here. Being involved with the Chamber and being the president of the board takes you away from my main job during 8 to 5 and also after hours. And there was never a hiccup. You know, we're always there for me. I think they were in a way probably happy to get me out the door from time to time, but they were always there supporting me, and I cannot tell you how much I appreciate everything that y'all have done for me. Also to a mentor, Ms. Frances Sproul. I know you've sat here in this position before. I know I was in your office more than I probably should have been, asking for advice, but you were there every step of the way supporting me, and I cannot tell you how much I appreciate that. To see Wayne Mitchell, when I first met Wayne, somebody from up north, that he was a Patriots fan, and I was like, we are not going to get along. But our relationship grew as well. You were there every step of the way for me this year. And the best thing that I could probably describe, and I've tried to struggle to put this in words, but more importantly, you have become a very close friend and a trusted advisor. And for that, I can't tell you how much I appreciate it. I'm blessed to have my family here with me, my wife, Rochelle, my son, Shelton, and my daughter, Rainey. There's no way that I would be here as a loan officer and banker at Austin Bank or the Chamber Board President without their support. I don't want to think where I would be without their support. So, and I asked my little girl last year if I could do it. She said no. So like any smart guy, I just didn't ask this year. I don't know how many opportunities we're going to have over 500 people wish somebody a happy birthday. So we're not going to sing, but tomorrow is my little girl's 7th birthday. And so on 3, I'm going to ask everybody to say happy birthday, Rainey. On 3, happy birthday, Rainey. 1, 2, 3. Happy birthday, Rainey. How far is she sitting down in the chair? I want to get in trouble later. 2 more, then I'll wrap up.
They
This is somebody that was on my agenda last year, but I just knew that I couldn't get through it. But for those of you that knew me, somebody that I know a lot of you knew her, but my grandmother, Sue Beavers, passed about 7 years ago. When she passed, she was in her late 70s. She was one of the first CASA volunteers here with our city council member, Roy Bolton. When she passed, she had about 7 or 8 CASA kids under her care. She would leave Nacogdoches. She would go down to Beaumont, over to Houston, and back up to Dallas, and would be gone for a week or two visiting her kids. And I hope we don't have any CASA representatives here, but every time that we would come stay, we would run to Walmart to get food to feed all of us grandkids. And we would pop the trunk on her Lincoln, and there would be a bunch of gifts in there. Of course, we'd go to grab them, and she'd say, "Don't you touch those, those are for my CASA kids." She loved her CASA kids more than she loved her own grandchildren, and we understood why. She was somebody that you could call in the middle of the night. I experienced this when I moved to Nacogdoches. She would receive a call 10, 11 o'clock at night, the phone would ring, and it would be one of her CASA kids, and she would sit there and talk to them for as long as it took. She was a definition of what a servant's heart is. She gave her time back to effect positive change in kids that needed it. So I challenge you tonight to give back, to find a way. And I'll be honest with you, I know we're at the Chamber Bank, but I could care less if it was the Chamber or the Nacogdoches Area United Way or JC's Solid Foundation. The list, we have some amazing people, amazing organizations in this community, but find that reason to be able to give back. As she's another person, there's no way that I would be standing in front of you without her love and support. Last but not least, I want to thank all of you, the members of the Chamber, the business community, the conversations that we've had and the relationships that we've developed over the past year. It is definitely bittersweet for me to step away from this position, but I'm not going too far. I'll still be around at our Alive After Fives, and I'll still be hanging out, coming to get my hugs at the Chamber. And if there's anything I could ever do for you going forward, I'm just a phone call away. Thank you so much, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your evening. At this time, it is my privilege to call up your new chairman of the board, Dr. Ryan Head.
Well, good evening, everybody. I am Dr. Ryan Head, and I am thrilled to be here tonight. First things first, as humbled as I am to be here, I appreciate every one of you all. But first, I'd like to take this moment to thank the wiser, kinder, more accomplished Dr. Head, my wife, Rachel, who without her, I love you and thanks very much. To my fellow board members, I appreciate and am greatly humbled by this honor that you've given me to serve as this next chairman of our board. I can't explain how excited I am to work with you individually and collectively to accomplish what we need to accomplish this next year. I look forward to working with you to improve this community of ours. To Dustin Beavers, I thank you very much for your excellent service this past year, and the only thing I ask is you do not block my number, because I will definitely be calling you from time to time throughout this year. To everyone else sitting here or who may eventually hear these words, I would like to say that we are proud of our past and we are focused on our future. But to put it simply, I would just like to say, get ready. Get ready. And I don't mean that as some sort of cocky, braggadocious claim about me personally. I mean about the work that we as a chamber are going to be accomplishing this next year. First is we need to get ready for a new CEO. As y'all all know, Wayne is stepping down at the end of this calendar year. And Wayne, We appreciate you greatly for all the hard work and all of the service that you have given our community your time here. Thank you very much. But a new chapter is coming, and so for that, we need to get ready. Secondly, we need to get ready for I-69. Now, I know there's some bins in here that say I-69's been coming for a decade now. But I would just ask that you drive over down to Mike Perry and see if you don't notice some changes here recently. It is at our doorstep, and we as a chamber need to make sure we are ready and able to engage with this development and how it can improve Nacogdoches County and the surrounding area. Third, we need to get ready to improve our infrastructure. It is no secret, as everyone knows, we have an urgent and pressing need to improve what we currently have, never mind the ability to grow and develop for future expansion. We as a chamber can and must be involved in this process, and will look to do our part in improving our infrastructure while not overburdening our business partners and our small business owners. Finally, and certainly not least, to all chamber members, get ready for some phone calls and conversations with your board and with your staff as we reach out to you to ask you how we can improve and foster an environment that will make Nacogdoches County the premier place to do business in East Texas. It may be selfish of me, but when my 3 boys finish school and look for a career, I do not want them saying, why should I stay in Nacogdoches County? I want them to say, why would I go anywhere else? So again, this is going to be hard work, but I'm excited for this work. And so that's why I say we need to get ready. Thank you very much. And at this goal, I'd like to invite Wayne Mitchell to the microphone, please.
Ed.
Well, first of all, how about that Fredonia Hotel? They serve a great meal tonight. That's great. Well, good evening, everybody. Tonight is a little, the word's already been used, but it's a little bittersweet for me. It's the last time I'll address you at the annual meeting as President and CEO of the Nacogdoches County Chamber of Commerce. I've been honored to serve this outstanding chamber, and I've worked literally with thousands of chambers from Maine to California over my 40-plus year career. And I've got to tell you, I couldn't have tried a more wonderful community. I'm grateful to my unbelievable staff colleagues, and I told them I promised them I wouldn't invite them to the stage, but I'm going to ask them to stand. You know, the woman that greets you with a smile and the friendly words, both on the phone and at the desk, would you say hello to Sharon Hurst, please? Sharon, would you stand? Also, a woman that we threw into a lot of different roles this year, but let me tell you, she attacked the challenges with a smile on her face and a positive attitude. And I often say what I liked about her the most is that she came into my office with a problem, she also had the solution. Would you say hello to Sherry Williams, please? Sherry, would you stand? And certainly, last but not least, the Chief Operating Officer with the Nacogdoches County Chamber of Commerce. Literally, I've worked with hundreds and hundreds of chamber professionals in my 40-plus year career, and I've got to say, if it isn't the best, she damn near is the best. Would you please say hello to the Chief Operating Officer, Kelly Augustine. These folks are real professionals, and they're professionals because of you. 2 of them, one of them is currently involved with the Institute program for her professional development. One will begin at Texas A&M in the spring of this year, and Kelly is a 4-year graduate of the Institute of Organizational Management at the University of Georgia. They're pros and they know what they're doing. They do their job with a cheerful attitude, and let me just say this, when I leave your chambers, they're in really good hands, really good hands. The many women and men that I have the privilege of serving with here on the Chamber Board have been very supportive. Nacogdoches is very fortunate to have such a deep reservoir of leaders. I want to express my thanks and appreciation to all that I had the privilege of serving under, including my chairs, Rusty Rust, Scarlett Sloan Long, Scott Waller, Ray Mitchum, Claire Robbins, Ted Smith, Dr. Todd Brown, and Dustin Beavers. Let's give those folks a hand, would you please? I'm also very appreciative of the special relationship I've enjoyed with our chamber members and others in this community. You know, a chamber we're in the people business, it's a relationship business, and I can honestly say, I feel like Nacogdoches, I've lived here all my life. It's just great, you made me feel home from that first August, that first day in August in 2016, and that's one of the reasons that Bonnie and I aren't going anywhere. This is where we live, and this is where we will live. And you know what was most special about everything here in NAC for me? You afforded me respect and an awful lot of affection to the process. But what I loved the most was the respect and the love you showed my wife, Bonnie. I think I knew why I fell in love with her 55 years ago. But apparently you know why as well, because this has just been a wonderful, warm community that we honestly believe from time to time we've lived here all our life. She's my rock, my coach, and my best friend. And speaking of best friends, I'm also privileged to have with us another Texan here from Maine, and that's my son Mark. He's joined us here tonight. Mark is my best friend, and they're God's gift to me. I really appreciate the time and the support you've given me this last year. If I had any regrets, it'd be that the Wayne that I interviewed almost 8 years ago was not necessarily the one that you bargained for. The accident 6 years ago on I-20 left me with a few challenges, but through the help of the medical community in Nacogdoches and Texas and the legal community and others, we got through these issues. And I can't tell you how much I appreciate the support from my boards and the patience that they showed during my period of rehabilitation. And I cannot tell you how much patience and encouragement you showed me. And despite it all, we did some really neat things in the last 7.5 years. In closing, being here in this position has been my honor. The humorist Garrison Keeler was always closed his program on public radio, the Prairie Home Companion, with this reference to a fictitious community, Lake Wobegon. He closed it by saying, and that's the news here from Lake Wobegon, where the women are strong, the men are good looking, and the children are all above average. I suspect Garrison Keeler visited Nacogdoches, and that's where he got that idea. Thank you very much, folks.
NMC
It was interesting when Wayne came to town some 8 years ago, and the word spread that there was a new CEO. And they told me what his name was. I couldn't, it sounded like it was either a directive or a dictionary entry, C. Wayne Mitchell. And then spent the next 8 years trying to figure out what C meant, and after his job that he's done for the past 8 years, I think it stands for Chamber Wayne Mitchell, would you say? All right, that brings us to our Gary Justice Business Excellence Awards. The Nacogdoches Chamber Annual Business Excellence Awards commemorates past board chairman Gary Lee Justice. The award category was named to honor Gary's many contributions to the chamber community, and Mr. Justice gave unselfishly until his passing. We are pleased tonight to have members of Gary's family joining us, including Dina Shaw. Thank you for being here this evening as well. The companies are receiving recognition for economic impact, community involvement, and leadership. You mentioned it before, but let's do it one more time. The 6 awards, once again, are Small Business of the Year, sponsored by Commercial Bank of Texas, Medium Business of the Year, sponsored by Regions Bank, Large Business of the Year, sponsored by R&K Distributors, Nonprofit of the Year, sponsored by Charles Poole Real Estate, Citizens of the Year, sponsored by Tipton Ford Lincoln. And we'll conclude the evening presenting the Lifetime Achievement Award, which is sponsored by ServiceMaster Piney-Woods. So we'll start off first of all with our Small Business Award. At this time, we'd like to ask you to pay attention to the video award, please.
Our biggest goal is just to make everybody feel welcome when they walk through the doors. Make it an atmosphere that everybody feels comfortable, an atmosphere that a grandpa can bring his grandchildren out and enjoy it, but at the same time, the next day come out and have a great time with his buddies. We're fortunate enough that we have the opportunity to host 15, 20 different charity events every year out here. Different fraternities, sororities, and other charitable organizations hold fundraiser tournaments. And we're able to help them raise anywhere 10, 15, 20, sometimes $30,000 to go towards their charitable organization. We're also fortunate enough to be able to donate rounds of golf to lots of different raffles, fundraisers, different things like that. Everybody's always looking for an excuse to come play golf, and if they can help charity at the same time, then it's a win-win for everybody. We're really, really grateful for everybody that comes out. We enjoy doing what we do, and we do it for them so that they can have a good time out here. Every improvement we do is to make their experience a little bit better every time they come out. It just makes it to where it's easier to be successful if you're completely upfront with everybody and they know exactly who you are from day one. Obviously, there's no way I could do it myself. As far as the maintenance crew goes, no way I can mow everything, water, fertilize. No way I could be doing that and running the pro shop, running tournaments on the weekend when I have ball games to be at for my family. So absolutely impossible to do it without all of the employees out here. Just really grateful for the opportunity to be here, grateful for the chamber and everything that they do for the community. Just grateful to be a part of that organization and to be able to be here to provide entertainment for the community and at the same time be able to give back on a yearly basis to be able to help all of the different organizations in town. Without the community, there's no way that we could be successful.
Now I know what the fairway looks like there. Please welcome to the stage Small Business of the Year, Woodland Hills Golf Club, representing them, Douglas Dayton, and our presenter, our sponsor for this award, Jimmy Mize with CBTX.
Just want to say thank you to everybody that's here. Most importantly, thank you to my wife. While I may run things at the golf course, we all know who really runs things. She's the one that keeps me on task, make sure that I'm doing the things I need to do there, most importantly with my family. If you look in the corner of the video board, you can see some of my kids, some of you in the back, they've been seeing it the whole time, enjoying their time on TV. Dustin, not to give you a hard time wherever you're sitting, but he had some notes up here, and thankfully he knew his wife's name, didn't have to look at his paper for his wife's name. But when he had to say his kids' names, he had to look down at the paper. Now, Dustin, you've only got 2. I've got 6. I don't have any papers. Grateful for Kimberly, Rebecca, Evelyn, Jennifer, Benjamin, and Joseph. They all come work at the golf course sometimes, learn how to run the mowers. Sometimes they enjoy it, sometimes they don't, but it's helpful to do it anyways. So grateful to them, grateful to my staff. Those on my staff that are here, please stand up. I want to recognize you. Stand up, guys. Got a table back there, some here. So what you see out there is because of them. The entire maintenance crew is here. That's what you see the most out there. So as you see them tonight, tell them thank you. But just really grateful to be here at Nacogdoches. Don't have time to tell my story, but those that know my story know that I'm here because this is where God wants us to be. Nacogdoches, we'd never heard of it before. I grew up in Oklahoma, didn't know how to say the name Nacogdoches. A series of events, unfortunate for other people, very fortunate for us, led us here. And we're here because of God. So really, really grateful for him for the opportunities he's provided to us. And once again, thank you to all of you for your support at the golf course, in the community, helping to make this a better place to live, and a great place for me to raise my family. Thank you very much.
Congratulations on being our Small Business of the Year, Woodland Hills Golf Club. That's the number 5. 5 more years and I get to tee off for the senior tees. Cannot wait. I mean, they're still not going to use my drive on the scrambles, but it's a hope. All right, we move now to our Medium Business of the Year. Once again, if you would please, keep an eye on the video board.
The opportunity to get out and serve our nonprofit organizations and to be able to get out and give back to the community with a team that we love being together with means a lot to me. We want to be a wingman for our customers, that trusted advisor and friend, and those that are there with you to make it happen.
What makes me proud about UBank is that UBank is not like other banks in that they are really invested in the community, and that's important to them. It's part of our mission, and it's part of who we are, and I'm proud to be part of it. My favorite part about working for UBank is our team. We have the best team, and it is extremely important. It's who we are.
We have a great team here in Nacogdoches, and it's a joy for me to come in every day to a team that shares the same vision as I do about the bank, about our community.
Several of the employees that work here at the Nacogdoches branch serve on some sort of committee or board, lots of different nonprofits that we volunteer for, and we're all involved. What happens in the Nacogdoches community, and as Nacogdoches thrives, that's what we want to see, that's what we want to be a part of, that's what we're trying to help happen. In our community, growing and expanding and moving in a positive direction is, of course, our goal. At UBank, we believe that people bank with people and not a bank.
Ladies and gentlemen, our Medium Business of the Year for 2023, UBank, represented here by Vice President Melissa Etech. Our sponsor, presenting from Regions Bank, is Tina Bank.
First of all, thank you, Nacogdoches County Chamber of Commerce, for honoring us with this prestige honor. Without our loyal customers, businesses, nonprofit organizations, all that we deal with and get to the pleasure of servicing every day, I mean, y'all are the ones that got us here. Just to reiterate, we're a community, locally owned bank. We've been in business since 1961 under the same ownership, and look forward to continuing to serve all of you in that manner going forward. People bank with people, not a bank. So thank you all for your support, your loyalty, and I do want to recognize some of the team that has gotten us here. My Nacogdoches team, y'all stand up. And some of the members, partners, and lines of business that are from Nacogdoches and the Lufkin area, y'all stand up as well. Thank you. We couldn't be here without the people that are here tonight. Thank you.
Thank you once again, Melissa, with UBank Vice President there. winner of our Medium Business of the Year presentation for 2023. And now we move on to our Large Business of the Year, which is sponsored by R&K Distributors. And once again, we ask you to take a look at the video screen for this presentation.
I tell people all the time, one of the greatest things about being an owner is you get to watch the involvement of how it's built through the people that you establish, right? I pray over every person that comes on board, right? And God has done an amazing work in that we have built the most incredible team. You're only as good as your team. It's no different than in sports, whether it's baseball, football, basketball, whatever. It doesn't take one person, it takes everybody collectively. And that's what we have here. We in all seriousness, we call it our family. The people that work for me, as long as I'm pouring into them, then they're winning, and I'm going to get back as well. But most importantly is if we all get on the same page together and take care of the customer and they feel that, then we're all winning. Because if the customer's satisfied, the customer has an amazing experience and they want to come back, and at the same time we're all having fun doing it, that's success. And so it's so rewarding because so many people come from all over the United States of America to Nacogdoches, not only to buy their motorhome, but also to experience Nacogdoches. And we talk about the red brick streets, we talk about the oldest town, we talk about the history of the city and how amazing it is. Every one of them always come back and say, David, it was worth the drive. I'll say that again, it was worth the drive. What Nacogdoches means to me is the way we're able to incorporate our business with the community. Not only do we provide jobs, obviously, with the families that, give back to the city, but the fact is that we get to collaborate together, and we do everything we can to participate in all city events. And I think also collaboratively working together as a team, the philanthropy work that we've done to give back to so many things. And for me, probably one of the most special things that I've done since I've been here is my daughter, was adopted from Guatemala. And for us to build a school there, that was very special for me. It was just like a dream come true. She's from Guatemala, and if it wasn't for my team and what we've done, we would never been able to do that. But we built a school there, and that has changed so many kids' lives. And I constantly get phone calls and emails reminding me of what we've done. And every single day we're changing lives, and that's what it's all about.
Well done. That's outstanding. Great show. Please help me welcome David Robertson, President of Nacogdoches, and Jimmy Day, representing R&K Distributors, sponsor of the Chamber's Deering Justice Large Business of the Year Award.
Wow. I can't even say thank you enough to everyone here tonight. I received a phone call from Wayne, and I had no idea what it was about. He said, David, you got to come by and see me. And when I got to his office and he told me the news, I was completely in shock. And so, again, I am in awe. I am such gratitude to my soul, to each and every one of you, obviously, that believed in us to receive this award. So forgive me, I'm going to go fast, but I got a lot of people to thank, because if it wasn't for all the people that made this possible, we wouldn't be who we are. First and foremost, I want to say thank you to Wayne and to Kelly and the Chamber for all they do. Obviously, we will miss Wayne greatly as the president. He's been instrumental in changing lives throughout this community. I want to say thank you to R&K for sponsoring this award. It means the world to me. I'm a firm believer in Jesus Christ and God. If it wasn't for him and what he's done for me, this would have never happened. It's through the vision of what he gave me when I came here back in 1987, which I'll share with you in a minute. It opened the doors to many things. First and foremost, I'm not the man who I am if it wasn't for my mom and dad. So thank you, Mom and Dad. I get very emotional. I love my mom and dad, because they made me the man that I am, right? And so the values that you teach your children, they do last: hard work, integrity, respect, and commitment. And most importantly, my father and my mother, they taught me that you always have to love and take care of people. Most importantly, you love descendants, right? And my kids mean everything to me. I have two most amazing sons, Keith and Blake. My son Blake now works for me. I love you, son. You're my biggest fan, and I can't say thank you enough for coming and working with your dad. My daughter Madeline, and what she means to me, as you know, that school was built for her, and I just love her to death. My fiancée Annetta, she is my life and my best friend, and I brought her all the way here to Nacogdoches from Poland. So it's incredible to have her in my life, and she truly is my biggest cheerleader. To my entire team at Motorhomes of Texas and RBO, they are me. They are what make me who I am in this company. If it wasn't for them and their hard work and dedication, we would not even be who we are. And I can't say thank you to the managers that are here tonight, because they are truly the ones that are leading the team of all the people that we have that make it happen each and every day. So if I would at this moment, all you guys stand up, please. I would give you a round of applause.
Thank you very much.
For Chris Thomas, who's here tonight, sitting with me at the table, Chris is a rock star. He absolutely does an amazing job for Motorhomes of Texas and RBO, getting us involved in all chamber and community events. And he does an exceptional job at that. And I can't say thank you enough, Chris, for all that you do. Believe it or not, I have a friend here all the way from Bend, Oregon. Greg Hoddle is here. He's one of my consultants that works for me every year to make me the business that I am. And so thank you, Greg, for being here tonight. For the city of Nacogdoches, Motorhomes of Texas is not who we are if it wasn't for the support of the city, and also we love to give back. And I can't say thank you enough. You're only as good, guess what, when you're in, especially my business, when you have to borrow a lot of money, your banks, right? So guess what my mom always told me, son, you got 3 people besides God and your family to take care of. Remember, your CPA, your attorney, and most importantly, the banks, right? So I gotta say this, CBTX, I love you. God, I love you. Jimmy Mize, Patrick Lamont, and the whole team. I can't say thank you enough. And Francis School and Austin Bank, you guys are my heroes, all right? And obviously, when you do get in trouble, if you're in business, you will get in trouble. You need a good attorney. Tom Malinger, I love you very much. Listen, quick backstory. I'm an SFA guy, right? So my mom said, son, I'm your high school counselor. You better listen to me. And guess what? Don't ever not listen to your mother. And so she said, you don't need to go to A&M. It's too big for you. You got to go to this place up in Nacogdoches. I said, Mama, where is it? She calls, you'll love it. It's a little city. Actually, it's hard to spell, but it's called Nacogdoches. Wow, okay, let's go. So I headed off. Incredible time in 1987. It tells you how old I am. Guess what? Spent a lot of nights studying in the hot biscuit for those that are old like me. Had a few drinks and a few hamburgers at Rita's. Yes, I did. And also I stood in line begging to God that nobody hit me by a car that was waiting to go into Crossroads to see an amazing concert. All right. And so just to let you know, I'm not a Ben. My kids are, but I would love to say I was, but I'm not. So I created a trend that's called NLN. You say, what the heck's that, Dan? NLN stands for Never Left Nacogdoches. 36 amazing years. I've been so grateful for SFA, my education, amazing people. It's incredible to see how important it is that sometimes professors can make such a difference in your life to push you to be all you can be. Dr. Jim Towns was incredible. Dr. Miles McCall was incredible. And obviously the leaders, one of the key people, obviously he's been incredible with leadership in Nacogdoches. Paul Smith has been a dear friend since 1987. I love you, Paul. So many more incredible people in this town. They were instrumental in saying, hey, David, don't go anywhere. You don't need to go back to Houston where you're from. Stay here. And they encouraged me to stay in Nacogdoches after graduation to start my amazing career. And it made me believe that I could have an incredible family here. And I'm so grateful for that. In 1993, I got to say this, incredible company starting in 1968 was Sport Travel. And if it wasn't for CM4 and the 4 family believing in me and giving me the opportunity to have an amazing job to selling these incredible $1 million motorhomes, I wouldn't be here where I am today. Unfortunately, with the turn of events, Sport Travel had to change directions, but it actually became a blessing for me. And in 2003, I had the incredible opportunity to open up Motorhomes of Texas. One of the most amazing men in my life, besides my father and many others, is George Middlebrook. He's the most incredible man. He's been such a godly influence to me. Most importantly, he believed in me. And when I asked for a miracle, I said, I got to find a place to work and build this thing. He said, David, guess what? I own that building. I said, you got to be kidding me. He said, yes, I'll sell it to you. And he did. And believe it or not, he was the very first person that I put a motorhome on consignment. And I sold it literally 20 years ago. And today we have over 3,000 motorhomes out the door. We've had over thousands and thousands of people come into Nacogdoches. What's so beautiful, they come here from all over the United States as well as Canada. And it's been going on for 20 years. And we also introduced RBO, and it's amazing to see people come from everywhere. And so I just want to tell you, it means the world to all of my team back there, as well as all the people that couldn't make it tonight, to know that this award is a very big honor, and it means the world to all of us. One of my quotes that sticks with me forever, and I'll leave you with this, is something that I based my life on. I hope it means something to you, and that is this. Whoever's in this room that needs to hear this, I hope it touches you. Number one, never stop pursuing and living your dreams. Number two, always do the next right thing. That's the most important thing. Surround yourself with amazing people, and most importantly, let God take care of the rest. God bless each and every one of you. Thank you so much.
adult capacity. Congratulations once again, David Robertson and the crew there at Motor Homes of Texas. Crossroads, I haven't heard that one in a long time. Oh, the memories. Frank Dorset, was that you back there? Wearing a jacket and almost a tie? That's pretty good. Did you need a break? Because he's talking pretty fast, so make sure you're okay. All right. Next up, we salute our nonprofit of the year, and would you once again take to the video.
We are a caring and sharing facility. We serve at-risk kids, primarily from single-parent households, where we are trying to impact them and make sure that they have a solid foundation to go on in life. We put them on the educational programs, and then in addition to that, when the tutor comes in or the mentor comes in, they get a chance to go off with a mentor and tutor where they're able to focus specifically on those areas that they need help in, whether it be homework assistance, whether it be just pouring into the child, letting them know that somebody cares about them. And we've had several other students who have succeeded, gone on to be teachers, gone on to be successes in the community. We have bankers come in and talk to the kids about credit and debit. And they do the same thing with the parents at their level, 2 different levels. And so again, we're trying to impact the entire family, starting with the family, the individuals, then the family, and hopefully the whole community. Well, we'd like to see this program or Solid Foundation continue to build over the years to come, so that we can continue impacting the lives of the people we serve. I've been doing this for 28 years and there's been no compensation. I do it because I care about my community and I want to see everybody succeed in this community. And we serve not just the children, but we serve the parents as well. For we feel that if we can impact both the children and the parents, then we can impact the entire community. The children, but we serve the parents as well. For we feel that if we can impact both the children and the parents, then we can impact the entire community.
Ladies and gentlemen, please a big round of applause for our nonprofit of the year, Solid Foundation Association, represented by Mr. Don Canning. Our presenting sponsor today is Deb Poole with Charles Poole Real Estate.
Hello, everybody. How are you guys doing tonight? Great. We at Solid Foundation are honored to be named 2023 Nonprofit of the Year. Our goal has always been to make a faith-based difference in our community through after-school mentoring, tutoring, enrichment to empower our at-risk youth. We would like to celebrate this achievement with our many partners, United Way sister agencies, churches, schools, businesses, and individuals. In this broken world, it really does make a difference. It really takes a village to raise a child. It is our perspective that if you raise a strong child, then we don't have to repair a broken man. Damn. We would further like to recognize our board of directors, staff, volunteers, And last but not least, my wife and children for standing with me through this journey. I'd like my entire board of directors, staff, wife, and child to stand. Next steps for Solid Foundation. We're creating a mobile tutoring lab to impact disadvantaged communities through funding by Bright Foundation, East Texas Communities Foundation, and Junior Ford. Secondly, we're building a community center on land dedicated to Solid Foundation by Mission Nat. And lastly, we invite you to our 12th annual Lights On After School Gala on Thursday, November the 2nd, 2023, at the Exhibition Center, with guest speaker, Mr. Tyrone Warren, two-time Super Bowl champion, and our own SFA Lumberjack defensive line coach. Go Jets. Furthermore, we'd like to thank the athletic director for making this possible, along with Ms. Perel, that arranged to make that happen. Thank you so much. Finally, I just want to say thanks to the Chamber of Commerce for recognizing Solid Foundation as the nonprofit of the year 2022. Thank you.
Well, Dustin, you set the precedent for this, by the way. So on the count of 3, you can say, "Happy birthday, Ed." 1, 2, 3.
Happy birthday.
Here we go. Way to go, Dustin. All right, moving on. Now we have our Citizen of the Year Award, which is sponsored by Tipton Ford Lincoln. Once again, pay attention to the video.
If you get to know people and people get to know you, then you can achieve things together and you can overcome rough patches that you may encounter together. So the team is ultimately important. And then I had to have the talk with my parents because I was shifting from being a lawyer, which they were very proud of, to wanting to work on a college campus in something called student affairs, which nobody really understood. And we had that talk, and they said, we wondered how long it was going to take you to tell us this. And I was stunned because I didn't know they had figured this out. And they said, we just know you're spending so much time working in this area already on campus in ways that pay you nothing, that you have to do it because you love it, and you should do in your life what you love. And so that was the epiphany moment for me, and I never looked back. First is my wife, Dana, who I finally convinced. She was an SFA graduate as well, and convincing her to take a chance on me was really important about 32 years ago, and she has certainly been so supportive for me that she has been my rock. And then I've got to say something about Dr. Baker Patillo, who was my mentor and my friend. I reported directly to him for 29 years. Everything I learned about working with people, and I feel like in many ways integrity came from observing him and being mentored by him. So in my home life, obviously my wife Dana. In my university life, Dr. Patillo are two people that I couldn't leave off of any list.
Ladies and gentlemen, my privilege to introduce your Citizen of the Year 2023. Dr. Steve Westbrook, beginning the award, our sponsor, recognition, and tipping coordination. Thank you. I thought everybody was getting up to leave. I was like, gosh, what happened here? And I'm sorry you'd have to sign one more set of remarks by me. I know you've got time putting it over the time. This lady here has signed the name of every graduate at SFA for a long time, so she's doing a great job. You know, what an honor it is for me to stand here tonight. You know, 46 years ago, I made Nacogdoches my home. And I thought it would last about 4 years. And then I did the times 11 plus thing. And little did I know in 1977 how blessed my life would be for calling a place like this my home. Now I have a couple of families that I want to thank tonight. I want to say thank you to my SFA family. From the very first people that rolled the dice on me as an employee in the very beginning, up until a board that recently trusted me to take a break from retirement for a little while to serve the university that I love. A lot of SFA folks are here tonight. I'm so very proud of what you have done, what you are doing, and what you will do. Now, I didn't intend to do this because I thought it'd be too many, but everybody had their group stand. If you're an employee at SFA, if you have served in any capacity at SFA, or if you do business with SFA, would you please stand right now?
That's what everybody knows.
All right, people. All right, thank you. I want to say thanks to my church family at First United Methodist Church. I know a lot of you are here tonight, and it's important to have friends to worship with, and you've always been there for me. So thank you to my church family. And then there's my regular family. I mentioned my wife Dana in the video earlier, and she would have been here tonight, except in just a few hours. She's going to begin a one-day hike from the north rim of the Grand Canyon to the south rim of the Grand Canyon. They call that appropriately a rim-to-rim hike. And when I first learned that I would be receiving this honor tonight, she was like, because she'd been planning this with a group since April, and I said, no, you go do that. And I'm going to tell people that you would rather be in a hole in the ground in Arizona than in a banquet where I was receiving some honor. I thought that was a fabulous joke. She didn't seem to see it that way. She said, don't you dare say that. So, amongst the word, we're not going to tell it. And I do have other family members here. My two sisters, Janice and Regina, one brother-in-law, Steve, my son Bryce, my daughter-in-law Ellen, and then earlier my son Reed and my daughter-in-law Annabeth and my granddaughter Slade and my grandson Hayes were here. It's to be a late night for an 8-month-old and a 3-year-old. So they did what I thought you were doing earlier. They got up and left earlier. So and I want to thank them for being here. And thanks to the Chamber Board for this great honor. And thanks to Tifton Ford for sponsoring the honor. And thanks to all of you for making Nacogdoches, which I call Shangri-La-Doches, such a great place to call home. All the best. Axel Jacks. Excellent indeed. All right, one more of our special awards to present this evening. And this will be our Lifetime Achievement Award, which is going to be presented by Service Master Connie Woods, if you would, once again to the video board.
At Lehman Eye Center, I have been blessed with a partner for 36 years. That would be Kathy Lehman, who has continued to exceed the expectations of anyone that comes in and does a review of this practice. neither Kathy nor I could be doing this alone. It takes a real team, and we've been blessed with a team of fellow physicians, a team of doctors, nurses, and ancillary staff, second to none. And everyone's priority, again, is patient first. With a strong desire to exceed, not just succeed, in terms of my profession, I didn't ever want to quit studying. I didn't ever want to say that I was there, at the top, because there's always more to learn, there's always more to do, there's more things to know about what we do and how to do it. You've got to always keep the patient at the forefront of everything you do. Whatever is best for that patient is what you've got to choose. One of the reasons we chose Nacogdoches was Stephen F. Austin State University. And it fits so well with this community, with the people of East Texas. And it's a giving relationship between university and town. There's not a town-down split here that does, I think, really inhibit some communities. To me, Nacogdoches has been an outstanding place to raise a family. And with 6 children and now more than that, grandchildren, I can say that it's been a pure joy to live here. We enjoy traveling, but Nacogdoches is home.
Well-deserved recipient of our 2023 Lifetime Achievement Award. Please help me welcome Dr. Robert Lane to the stage with the award presented by Denville from Service Master Banquet.
Thank you so much. And thanks to the Chamber. I am extremely humbled to receive this, and I look out at all of you smiling faces and think a lot of you out there are as deserving, if not more. So I'm humbled. That's the best word to describe it. I can say that I would not be standing here were it not for my compass and best friend and partner at work and wife of almost 4 decades, and that would be Kathy Lehman. Kathy warned me I would be sleeping with the dog tonight. If I mentioned her or said anything about it, I would rather ask for forgiveness than permission. I think that was said earlier, and that's life. So yes, we have a young lady named Joyce Greer with us tonight, who's been with us for 4 decades as office manager. Kathy McGee, who has, if you've ever heard the seeing is believing jingle, and we're going to have to keep it from singing tonight, that's Kathy. Our son Luke and his beautiful wife, Eileen, they have a beautiful little granddaughter they've given us, a year-old, and Dr. Anna Lehman and her husband Travis. It's been one of the greatest blessings of life to be able to practice with a daughter. And by the way, she restored my sight, so I don't wear glasses anymore. But without their love and the help of our good Lord and Father above, we could not do anything that we've done for this community of Greater East Texas. And I just thank him for directing me so many years ago to Nacogdoches, because no matter where we may roam, Nacogdoches is home. Thank you.
Dr. Robert Lehman, thank you very much. And on a personal note, I'd like to thank you for what you did 20 years ago with LASIK to my wife. Just over the past 20 years, she's bragged to me how much better her eyesight is than mine.
How about a hand for this guy, Danny Merritt? Whether it's this wherever it is, he's there.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Sometimes it's tough to give up the ship. Sometimes it's tough to say goodbye, even though you know it's your time to say goodbye. And he wants to come up here again. So, Dustin Beavers. For some reason, he just can't get enough.
Well, thank you for that, Andy. and really, all these fabulous speakers, all these, Danny Merrill, the one and only, and no one wants to make the joke that Dustin Beavers was the board president that ran Seaway Mitchell off. I mean, come on. How about another round of applause for all of our award recipients, huh? Well, before we leave tonight, I have a special announcement on behalf of the Nacogdoches County Chamber of Commerce, the Chamber Board, and a few very special people. As you have heard, the Nacogdoches Chamber is more than events and meetings. Over the past few years, chambers have moved forward in areas where they can play a positive role in public policy that are good for our business, and our chamber is not exempt from those conversations. We are blessed. I want to say that one more time. We are blessed to have great partners, such as our state representative Travis Clardy, our state senator Robert Nichols, Congressman Pete Sessions, and our senators Cornyn and Cruz, as well as our local relationships with our former mayor Jimmy Mize and our current mayor Randy Johnson and other local city and county officials. I would like to ask at this time if Ted Smith, Dr. Todd Brown, Scott Goodrich, and Dr. Ryan Head join me on stage, please. Advocacy is defined as public support or recommendation of a particular cause or policy. Seaway Mitchell has single-handedly added this benefit to the Nacogdoches Chamber, working with our state and local representatives, our local partners in the fields of education, medical, transportation, and proposed legislation that could negatively impact our local business community. Wayne arrived in Nacogdoches in 2016 from Augusta, Maine, where he owned and operated Prodcom, a public affairs firm representing several nonprofits and industries. His experience and knowledge has guided the chamber in a direction that will only lead to a more successful chamber, therefore resulting in a better position for Nacogdoches and our business community. I would also like to add that Wayne has been more than a chamber CEO. He has become a leader within our community, and I am proud to say that he has become a mentor and most importantly a friend that is always there when you need him. And I want to clear one thing up because I've heard some rumors and I've heard some grumblings around town. Wayne and his wife Bonnie are now officially considered true Texans and will always have a home here in Nacogdoches. Tonight, we are proud to announce the Chamber has created a new award. This recognition will revolve around a special person that goes above and beyond, advocating on behalf of Nacogdoches. Please join me in congratulating our first recipient of the C. Wayne Mitchell Business Advocacy Award, Mr. C. Wayne Mitchell. And in true Nacogdoches fashion, Wayne, we did not just go on with a little plaque, okay? We had a great team of help here that got you something a little special here. So at this time, Ted, I'm gonna turn, you mind? Or Scott, the one on stage with me. I'm gonna give Scott the mic and we're gonna kind of explain a little bit what we got you.
Wayne, when you announced your impending retirement as Nacogdoches Chamber CEO, it automatically put the wheels in motion. What can we do to recognize you and your accomplishments, everything you contributed to the community in Nacogdoches? We started to look at other institutions, how they honored their pinnacle of success people. We look at the NFL, Hall of Fame, a gold jacket, the PGA, winner of the Masters, a green blazer. So in that respect, we have a blazer for you, and it would be my honor to put it on you, and want you to remember every time you put this jacket on, everything you contributed to the chamber and to the community in Nacogdoches. We love you, and we're proud of you. You may not be a Ben, but we're sure as hell gonna claim you.
Right, good there, Randy. Well, Wayne, we can't help you. Thank you enough for your mentorship, your leadership, and most of all, your brotherhood. But if you're gonna live in Texas, you gotta have a cowboy hat. So here you go, my friend. Woo! The man in black already. Thank you.
Well, Wayne, we understand you're going to go home and you're going to spend some time with your wife, Bonnie. But you are not going to miss the chamber too much. You're going to spend some time doing some advocacy on behalf of the chamber. And we look forward to that. And so if when you're off in Austin, if you find yourself in some stuff, I got some moves for you. Get through that stuff. Congratulations.
And in that spirit, when you're in Austin, I'm gonna keep this as PG as possible because my 8-year-old son's over there. But when you're talking with those legislators, some of them included in the room, you make sure to tell them, don't make me take off my belt.
Well, now I know how Tom Brady feels. By the way, that's a winning quarterback. All kidding aside, I gotta tell you, I absolutely love the people standing on this stage. I said it earlier in my presentation, this place from the moment I arrived felt like home. For those of you who didn't know, Rusty Russ did the first phone interview with me. I was in Maine, Rusty was here in Texas. And it may have been the first time I've ever received the job when I was stark naked because he caught me between my bedroom and the shower. I'm just glad that we weren't doing a Zoom call. Although I probably would have got the job faster. All kidding aside, I can't tell you how much I love all of you. Bonnie and I just look forward to working with everybody. We've got a great team and a great group of people in this room. And I look forward to seeing you all in Kroger and Berkshire's when you come up and tell me what we're doing wrong. So, thank you.
One more round of applause for Wayne Mitchell.
I stand corrected. The C stands for cowboy. Dustin, anybody ever told you you kind of favor Travis Kelce? No, okay, no. I'm just curious. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, once again, a big round of applause for, of course, C. Wayne and all of our award recipients this evening. And of course, there are so many people that have helped make this evening such a special event and made it go so smoothly. I'm going to quickly acknowledge those that did, and if you would, please hold your applause once again to the end. Once again, Betty Shin, thank you so much, who led the banquet committee, did an outstanding job. We should also recognize the chamber staff for their efforts. Kelly Augustine, Chief Operating Officer, Sharon Hurst, Information Services Coordinator, Sherry Williams, Membership and Retention Coordinator, Bonnie Mitchell, and President and CEO, of course, C. Wayne Mitchell. Among the many tasks, they organized the room layout, seating, and worked with the Fredonia Hotel and Convention Center on food and beverage this evening. And to the outstanding staff here once again at the Fredonia, well done. We are pleased to have, once again, the Fredonia Hotel and Convention Center as presenting sponsor of this great event. Also a special thank you to Shannon Jacobs, our sign language interpreter for this evening. A special thanks to Tyrone Pearl from DMC Marketing Group for the video productions. Also to Josh Pogue, Lumen Films for their video production. A big thank you to Josh Banal for the video awards production you viewed this evening. And we'd also like to thank Jason Reyna for the photography tonight. If you have a sticker on your program, you are welcome to take home the floral display on your table, by the way. Don't steal somebody else's. And once again, thanks again to our many sponsors. And last but not least, thank you for attending this evening. We wish you all a safe journey home. This concludes the 101st annual meeting of the Nacogdoches County Chamber of Commerce, banquet presented by the Fredonia Hotel and Convention.